This video is sponsored by Benefiber. I think I'm just gonna keep my makeup natural. Today's video is sponsored by Benefiber. Benefiber is the newest addition to my wellness routine. You guys know I take my supplements very, very seriously. Benefiber is a plant-based prebiotic fiber. Now, when you consume prebiotic fiber, it nourishes the good bacteria that already exists in your gut, which then supports good digestive health. A good source of fiber is really important for me to maintain, but that's just not always the case, especially with my lifestyle. I find myself being really busy, eating really quick meals, probably not getting enough fiber. So these little on-the-go packets make it really easy to add fiber to your diet whenever. You can put it in food, you can put it in water, you can put it in juice. I take it in water and it seriously has no taste. It dissolves really easy. It doesn't have an aftertaste, no chalkiness. So that's why I really love this brand. They're already pre-measured. You can just pop it into your water, take this on the go. It's very, very convenient. If you guys are interested in checking them out, I will leave their links down below. And thank you so much to Benefiber for sponsoring today's video. So I thought I'd just answer some questions with you guys. Haven't done a Q&A in a minute. I remember asking you guys on Instagram months ago to submit your questions and I never filmed the video. And I think the timing of everything was really bad. I just wasn't in a good place at the time and I figured I'd just hold off because what's the rush, you know? So now I am in a much better position mentally and physically. I also wanted you guys to send in any questions you had about anything that you're going through, so you can get my 2 cents. Not that I have the best advice in the world, but you know, let's just have a conversation. Do you still have brain fog from COVID? Were you vaxxed? I actually got a lot of comments in my last vlog about if I was vaccinated, and yes, I had my first dose back in April. Then 3 weeks later, I got my second dose. So I was fully vaxxed. As far as brain fog, I don't have it. And I'm so grateful. It gradually went away. It wasn't like one day I woke up and it just disappeared. It was a slow process. Now I feel pretty normal. Yeah, that was a crazy experience, but moments like that are a really great reminder on how blessed you really are. So that is what I took away from the experience. How is it really like living alone? Does it get lonely? So I got my current home in 2017, and since then, I was in a previous relationship and my sister also lived here. So I really didn't live alone until my sister moved out earlier this year. There was a part of me that was really excited to have my full independence, not have a roommate, just do what I want, whenever I want, no one's watching. The other side of me was just scared because I am naturally a fearful person. The littlest things can scare me. I don't watch scary movies. If I hear something creak or a little noise in the background, I jump and my heart starts to race and my legs become jello. So I'm very much that girl who is just always scared about something. When you live alone, now everything actually becomes your responsibility. There is no more splitting tasks or chores. Everything is you. I feel like it's different when you live in an apartment and you're living alone compared to a home. I just think the routine is a little bit different. There's like maintenance that you got to keep up with if you have a yard, and pull out the trash cans once a week. Just all of these little things that add up. I had to really kind of readjust because I was so used to having someone here with me 24/7, working from home and then living alone. It's interesting because I'll find myself working all day and I haven't said a word the entire day. There's no one to talk to. It's not like I'm having like small talk with my sister. There are days where I'm just in deep work mode, and by the end of the day I'm like, whoa, no one called me, I didn't film, I literally have not opened my mouth besides saying, Leo, Luna, come eat. Kind of feel crazy. And so those days I'm like, whoa, I need to call somebody because homegirl has not talked to anyone today and I feel lonely. But there's pros and cons. After the first 6 months, I really started to embrace living alone, taking care of myself, taking care of my babies, having all of the responsibilities kind of on me. Like I actually didn't mind it. And I remember even just the smallest thing, like taking the trash out, felt so daunting for me. And now I rarely get scared. I can honestly walk through the house with all the lights off and be fine. And it's crazy because if you would have told Sophie earlier this year that she would not be scared living alone, I would have laughed at you. But now I just feel so comfortable. I think I'm getting so used to just living alone that this is what I prefer, and I couldn't see it any other way. How do you stay motivated? You need to be in a good mental space. Whenever I'm feeling good about the day, you naturally feel motivated. You know what I mean? If you're having a day, then motivation is not really gonna come naturally. So I think prepping, making sure that your day has some routine. I am someone who needs structure, and if anything interrupts that, it actually makes me anxious. I think motivation really just comes when you're feeling your best. Do I have days where I just don't want to do anything? Yeah, that's normal. But you know, as long as the ratio is like 80-20, then you're fine. If you're just in a funk, then I think you need to reevaluate like what is causing you to feel that way. Do you feel lonely? Do you feel like your social life could be better? Are you unhappy about something? But just remember, when you're feeling good about life, motivation comes with that. So that's how I see it. Are you still in a relationship? No, I'm not in a relationship. I've been doing life on my own for a couple of months now. Not gonna say much about that because obviously it's personal and private, out of respect for him as well. There's just no need to get into details, and we're still really good friends. In the end, it didn't work out. So yeah. Well, I'm gonna answer this question now because it's kind of a nice segue. How do you cope with a breakup? Allow yourself to feel all the emotions, but don't let it get to a point where it's detrimental to your mental health. Obviously, that's easier said than done, and I know everyone deals with breakups differently. I've just learned a lot from every breakup and every relationship, and it is really hard because everything in your life changes. Your routine is no longer what it used to be because your life has shifted in a different direction. It's gonna be really hard. For me, I like to use that time to reflect on the relationship, what I loved about it, what I didn't. I like to use that time to reflect on myself, ask myself how I can grow from this. I've honestly grown so much from every single relationship I've been in, and I don't regret anything because I truly wouldn't be the woman that I am today if it wasn't for those life experiences. But does it make it any less painful when I go through a breakup, even though I've gone through a few? No. Every time it feels like your heart literally has that achiness and you feel like you can't do anything or get out of bed. So that's what I mean by allow yourself to feel those emotions. But personally, I give myself a time frame. Like, girl, you can cry it out, do what you gotta do for the next couple of weeks, but I won't allow myself to mope around for months because the longer that you stay in that sad, mopey state, then the longer it'll take for you to heal. The duration of the healing process is truly dependent on how you go about it. And the way I see it is like, I'll have my moping stage for a couple of weeks, however long, and then I'm now forcing myself to do the normal things, surround myself with people that I love, do activities that make me feel good, work out, like slowly reintroducing your routine back, but obviously in a different way, because now there is that missing part. But eventually those pieces that feel like are missing end up becoming whole again. And I've come to the point where I don't need another person to make my heart feel whole, because that comes from within. Anyone else coming into my life or that I have a relationship with is just a bonus, and that's the way I try to go about it. The main thing is to just give yourself some time, have a detox, and take care of yourself, because time is truly what heals all. It always feels like it's the end of the world, and I'm here to tell you that it's not. But healing really does come from you, and you have to want to see that goal and that vision for yourself, of you like stepping out of this heartbreak and kind of getting to know yourself again. Have you dealt with imposter syndrome? How do you help yourself overcome it? Yep, I have. Still do. Have I overcame it? No. I don't know. This is just one of those things that I truly don't know if it'll ever go away. I'm always talking down on myself more than I ever praise myself. I rarely ever praise myself. I'm reading a book and it talks about how we're not nice to ourselves. Like, we, in our minds, when we have a million thoughts going on, it's never anything good. Like, it's never like, you're doing a good job today. It's always negative stuff, like, you're not good enough, what are you doing? Why do people even like you? Your career is gonna end soon. I would love to get to a place where I'm just not like this anymore, because it gets exhausting and you truly do start to believe what you say. Yeah, imposter syndrome is definitely something that I struggle with. How do you forgive someone who isn't sorry? Sometimes the act of forgiving someone isn't so much about the person you're trying to forgive, and more so about yourself and trying to move forward with your life. I remember I was in a relationship and we broke up. It was brought to my attention that he was being dishonest with me during our relationship, and at that point I had to ask myself, what do I really want out of this? Like, what is the point of bringing it up? Do I want some half apology that's not voluntary? And I came to the conclusion that I don't. And bringing it up would really serve me no good. There actually was no point. The moment that I do, all he's gonna say is sorry. That doesn't mean anything. Sometimes that word is just thrown around and it actually means nothing. Obviously, it's depending on the situation, it's case by case, but my point is, I took it upon myself to forgive him so that I could move forward with my life and not carry that baggage on with me into my next relationship or just in general. When you're holding a grudge towards someone, subconsciously, without you even knowing, that person is having control over you. And I don't think that's the right way to live life. Life should not be about holding grudges. I truly am a firm believer that forgiveness equals freedom, regardless if someone apologizes to me or not, depending on what the situation is. And in this case, I didn't need that person to say sorry for me to move on. That is ultimately my decision, and that one word isn't going to dictate what I decide on doing moving forward. I think that's about it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this super casual Q&A. I appreciate all of you and your endless support, so thank you for being here and spending time with me. And of course, thank you so much to Benefiber for sponsoring today's video. If you guys are interested, the link will be down below, so make sure to check them out, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!